Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to be going through Kiziah Chart. Sorry, I was on mute. So here we go. This is Kiziah Chart. Basically, if you go to my website and then, you register for Kiziah Chart, let me share that just quickly. So if you go on the alternative income website, which is this, you go on our website, basically you come to the home page, and this is Kiziah Chart. Once you go to do your free trial on Kiziah Chart, you will be able to get an email that will be sending you instructions on how to download. So this is it. You just need to fill up your information over there. The total is 00 for you to try Kiziah Chart for the 14 days. After that, then it comes back to the normal pricing of Kiziah Chart. So as you can see, many people have been very successful using Kiziah Chart to make daily profits from the alternative income. But I wanted to talk about what Kiziah Chart really is. If you look at our website here, we define it as, we developed our unique and patented premium price action chart type that enables you to stay out of ranging price moves and trade successfully on the trend. Kiziah Chart is meant to help you trade with the trend, so you make the most out of that. And it's built on simplicity, because over 15 years of my trading, I have made mistakes. I have tried to take too much, sometimes give it all. We created Kiziah Chart to enable you be sure that at least if you get into a trade, depending on the instrument, your goal should be, about $105 per trade. And if you do this, it adds up. At the end of the year, that's the money you could make, or probably just do 5 trades a day, for 100. Kiziah Chart is the chart type that's going to help you do this. So just briefly talking about Kiziah Chart, you can see on our website here everything talking about Kiziah Chart. It was built on simplicity, and it's just like the traffic lights. So red means you sell, and green means you buy. Whenever you see yellow, it just means chill around and wait. And most of the time, if you see yellow and you wait, the price is going to move when you form the first green or when you form the first red. So your game is to just wait whenever there is yellow and get in when a red forms, sell that, and figure out where to put your stop. Some people put their stops up here. Some people, like my robot, puts my stop practically over here. And then you can ride the trend however much you want until you see a yellow that shows up, until the yellow stops completely. That signifies a reversal, but it won't be Kiziah red and then red immediately, unless it's very volatile. The price moves up and down, up and down. So you will bound to see red, you see yellow. That doesn't mean you move out of the trade when it's showing you as yellow, as long as you know where your profit is. Until that time that yellow comes to a stop, that's when you can exit and look for a new entry, which is probably this one. You can, go away with that. So that is basically the essence of how Kiziah Chart works. And bringing it back to the chart, I want to talk about Kiziah Chart and its settings. If you register on the website, you get the free trial version for 14 days. You will be able to see the information on how to download Kiziah Chart. This is micro NASDAQ, and I'm using it on the range US chart. These are the settings. It means that for every little Kiziah candle that I see here, it's 1 point on the NASDAQ, and that's about good money for you. For somebody looking for just, $100 per trade, it means you just need 5 of these at least. If you can make 5 of those trades, then you are good. So taking me to Kiziah Chart, and then I'm going to be talking about settings and why Kiziah Chart is a big deal, and what could actually be able to help you more. So these are the settings of Kiziah Chart here. That is not the one I want. You can have many Kiziah charts and do different settings, by the way, on your chart if you want. That's why you see this other Kiziah chart I have here is I put everything transparent because I wanted to just focus on a few things on it, but I'll use this one that's available on the chart. So if you look at Kiziah chart over here, guys, everything is here. As I told you, green means buy, red means sell, yellow means wait. That's something happening. So in Kiziah chart, we have a way to trade. It gives you almost 5 ways to trade in one chart at a very fair price that you won't find out there. You just need to choose what you want to do. So for example, if you go to show zones here, this is about demand and supply. When you click that like that, Kiziah chart brings you the areas of demand and supply. And these are areas where the price moves have actually, something has actually happened on those areas. For example, here there was a move that was caused over there. So to make the strength, so you stop having everything on Kiziah chart like that, you can increase the strength. And if you increase that strength like that, it means that the counter, the number of bars that made the price move or go, you are limiting the levels of demand and supply that you are watching. So you can actually increase that. The chart is hanging a little bit. You can increase this strength to be able to focus only on something like, when I put 12 bars, I mean, it will only show me demand and supply zones on at least places where the price moved 12 bars down. And that is a strong area compared to the initial 5, because remember the 5 that we had, you could see stuff over here, not necessary. So if you have, I do something about 15, between 8 to 15. I know that is a good move. So for example, you see over here, this one decided to come back and tested that area, and then it goes back down. And then over here again, it goes back down. So what I normally do is, for how to trade Kiziah chart using the demand and supply zones, this is it. Basically, you just have to look at the areas. For example, over here, then once it comes down, you probably wait for it to touch an area. Right now, as we look at it like that, it won't really be something we can see. Let me use this part, because when the market is stopped, you won't really see how it's forming. But let me try and draw something for you here. Let's pick this, for example. This area, I will just extend it a little bit like that, so I show you how you trade those zones on Kiziah chart. So this is an area we are watching. The price is approaching it from below, and once the price is approaching it from below, many people love to trade this thing called breakout. I don't normally trade the breakout. Very many retail traders get caught up in trying to trade, oh, there is a breakout over there. That is, yeah, you make money depending on how much you want, but I never trade that. I would rather wait for price to go above and then come down here. Once it tests it and I find the first Kiziah candle that is that color over there, I definitely, sorry about the call. So the price goes above this, and then it comes back to test this area. Once it pulls out of this, sometimes you see yellow and yellow. I don't go in there. I just, wait for the first green, and then I go in. Depending on how much profit you want to make, you can take it like that. I'd rather wait for the price to pull back in than get out. That's when I go in. And for price action trading, when you see the price has pulled out like that, and then we got an immediate reversal like that again, it means the price is going to go back. You can see the double top guys over here. So not necessarily that once you put your stop somewhere down here, you have to wait for the market that it must really go up. No, sometimes these areas, actually there is a fake breakout and then the market reverses back inside. You will make more money when the price reverses back inside like that, and then that is how I trade with the areas of demand and supply. I wait for the price like this. It went in there, out the breakout, then it comes back in. When it comes out of it, that's when I go with it. It comes back in here, it's returning into that. For me, this is not a very classic one for me. It calls for a lot of patience over there. And so that is how I use the areas of demand and supply. I wait for the price to test and fail, So that is one setting on Kiziah chart, the demand and supply. Some people love to use demand and supply. I use it too, but not on very many occasions. And the settings for that is, if you say until touch, it means if touched, then the price is going to, disappear. The demand and supply zone will disappear. But if you say X number of bars, you can specify how many bars you want this to show before it disappears, something like that. So that's the area for demand and supply on the Kiziah chart settings. And then the other side one is this maximum traded area. Whenever the trend starts, we find that there are certain areas that there was a lot of trading happening before the big trends moving down or before the trends that were moving up. I normally use these areas to set my stop losses. And when I see a signal, like for example here, I expect that if the price goes above this line, I know it's going to go back up. So if the downtrend, overall market sentiment is a downtrend, I'm willing to sell. I keep avoiding the buys, but I'm willing to sell, especially when we pull back into that maximum traded volume area. And then I find a red Kiziah chart and the overall trend was already down. I prefer to sell and make money over there like that. So that is one use of those maximum traded zones. They actually show you, and if you look at it on a trendy time, they keep piling like that as they go and they don't get revisited. So most of the time on the trend, they create like a stairs going up like that. And then that is it about, this is another thing you can use to put your stop losses. You want to ride the trend, you put your stop loss just below this and then ride the trend. You want to ride a trend, you put your stop loss just below that maximum traded area and then you ride the trend. This is one way to ride the trend on trendy days, but you can't do this unless you know what really the market is going to be like. You can't expect the market to go up, 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 or down, down, down if you're not looking at other things. So Kiziah chart is basically to improve your entries into the trading. And then you look at what you're looking at, and then you improve your entries. Like over here, you can see this one here. The price came back to retest it over at around this zone. And then we had the downfall for it. These zones really mean business. And once they break them out like that, probably they came back to retest it again another time. You see that over here again. And that is what caused the move. You put your stop just below that and you ride the trend. So I use the maximum traded levels to ride the trends. But I must know that it is an uptrend or I know it is a downtrend so that if the price comes to take me out of this, then I'm out. If it doesn't take me out, I'm willing to stay longer. You just use this on trendy days to evaluate where to put your stops and when the market reverses against you. And then that is one setting on Kiziah chart, that is setting number 2 for the maximum traded area. You can also change the color, it's blue. You can change the color to, let's say, what color will we make it? Let's say maybe purple like that. It changes the color, and the width also, you can change the width so you see it more as you wait. You can also increase the length, because if you do that, the length is increasing. It's up to you, whatever you want, and those levels really matter. You can make the thickness, you can change that. Yep, that is one setting. So I will also get that out. So I'm done with the zones for demand and supply. I'm done with the maximum traded volume within a trend, and then I'm going to this other one, which is the absorption. This is to show you where we have trapped buyers and trapped sellers. This is also something that you can use on Kiziah chart there, setting number 3. If you enable this is NASDAQ 100, and the type of range that I'm using, I know that for sure, something of 50, negative 50, that will show me good areas of absorption. You can see my chart here now having some kind of clusters showing. Those are trapped buyers and sellers. So the trend is down and people tried to buy over here. They didn't win. The price kept going. Here again, the buyers got trapped. The price kept going down. This is one way to view these areas. And most of the time, for example, when we have, trapped sellers down at the bottom over here and the price sharply reverses like that, you can quickly jump into this trade once you form a green Kiziah candle and go with it. Anytime you see trapped sellers over there, it means buyers have definitely won. The price is going to keep going a little bit higher. Anytime you see trapped buyers on a downtrend like this, it means the price is going to keep going a little bit lower. So the game of trading is not to try and take $1,000 in one trade, but if you can take $105 or $100 or $50, but you take it several times, with time you become good at it, and then you increase your number of contracts, and that is how you become good. So instead of making $100, you make like 300, 500, 600, but you need to be very sure of what you're doing. So this is how to use my levels of absorption on Kiziah chart. And then these are the settings for NASDAQ 100 under this type of chart that I have slapped it on. And then for that, you can show them as clusters like that if you like to eyeball and see what's happening. But also we have a way for me to make them into zones like that. Once I make them into zones like this, it's going to show me into zones, and then I can say maybe X number of bars like that. And then transparency, also you can increase the cluster transparency. So once you put Kiziah chart in terms of zones, it's supposed to draw lines over here, but my stuff is hanging. Maybe I'm going to refresh it and then we see it later. So you put zones, it's going to do that. Then you put X number of bars. These are the number of bars that you want this cluster to be drawn across. So like right now it's 10, I normally do like 50 like that. It's going to draw it along like almost 50. So you keep seeing it, and the price will always revisit these places. And so something strange again about this is if you find a very classic area, for example, like this one here, which caused a big move going up there, if you highlight this area, you're going to notice that when the price comes to revisit this in the future, something is definitely going to happen over in this place. So this was a massive uptrend. And like I told you, whenever you see, sellers getting trapped, you can jump in immediately, make some quick, this is 4 ticks per each one of these is 1 point. You can take 3 points, you can take 4 points immediately when that happens, unless something like this happens. But again, you can never win in the market 100% of the time. What I'm doing is show you probable ways of minimizing your risks and winning about 80% of the time. If you win 80% of the time, then don't let the 20% loss take your 80% of the profit. That is how to use the Kiziah chart absorption to show where buyers are and sellers are trapped, to jump into quick trades in and out. And then the other setting that I have for Kiziah chart is, let me see this one here. Okay, it's down here. So the zone was taken out. This one is done. And then that is the one for absorption. So I'll also minimize absorption. And once I minimize absorption like that, I'll move to the next setting. This one is what I use most of the time, the support resistance. It's what you see in my chart. For example, here, let me put this here like that. Once I click this, you're going to be able to notice that there are certain levels here that will show, like, buying pressure and selling pressure. Do you see this line that I have down here, this greenish line here? It's the green one. That's a positive color. And then we have selling pressure is a red color. And then I have the levels length to be 200. You can adjust that. But let me show you. You'll see some dotted lines on my chart right now to show where we have selling pressure and buying pressure. So you can see, for example, over here, this happened to around this candle here. There was a lot of buying pressure over there. And that's why Kiziah chart automatically draws a line over there for you. So when the price revisits this area where there was a lot of buying pressure, you see what happens over there. It's either going to keep going back up, or it will break it. And that's why I say many people love to trade the breakouts, but for me, I don't do the breakouts. I'll wait for the price to go below it. When it returns back, I resume the current trend which we were on, on an uptrend like that. And it happens again, this is selling pressure like that. And something funny about this is that I am able to actually show you that there was too much of buying over there, like about 265, something like that. And then at the price, it also shows you that. And sometimes you see, like for this one here, it's 268 at 13,072. And then there's a small positive 15 there. It's showing more of like fighting between buyers and sellers. And so example here, there are cluster of sellers. The delta was, 200 and maybe 80 something, but then aggressive sellers came to cause a delta of positive 15. That's not something really going to make the market try to keep going back up if these people wanted to win, something like that. If the price revisits this with this kind of a small challenge, there is nothing much that's going to happen over there. So let me pull it back again for you and show you. I'll remove the initial triangle that we had over there, and let's watch these two levels again. This happened over here. This was kind of a buying pressure, and you see the way the price is playing around it. I normally wait for the price to go above those things. When we come back inside, I'll make my money going down, and then again we have another one over here, and you see the way the price behaves over here. So it depends on how you want to use this. And for the two lines over here, again, see how precise this selling pressure happened here. This one here, it's that one, it acted like support there. There was a breakout, support there, and then now this one can tell you something is going to happen over there. You see the two yellows up, and then immediately we're back in. Then it went there, and then another two yellows, and then we are back. You can clearly tell that this was a zone. So let me check that 131.57 over to the extreme end, and you see how much this was. 599. That was big, and because of this, actually this is what caused this consolidation over here. So sometimes you can avoid these, being that you're waiting for the price to keep going out. Kiziah chart will show you areas of consolidation based on whatever you have. This delta is a lot over here. That's what caused this consolidation in the future, and it happens all the time. So for example, over here we had a lot of 275, 274, and then aggressive selling of 103. That is almost half of this. So if this price was ever to break below this, then these 103 guys are going to take control of the market. It's going to go down, and yeah, that's a repeat of everything. And then let me show you one more thing that I like to use, which is my favorite. I use it to find areas of pullbacks and areas of entry. So this is done with that support resistance. All right, just uncheck it like that, and then I get you to, or even with that support resistance, buying pressure, you can change these numbers to whatever you want to see. My default on NASDAQ is 250. That's something I want to see. That's an aggressive one I want to see. And then the spoofing one is here, people who normally place orders and stuff like that. I want to see that. That's what you saw, the small numbers on the side. And then you come over here. Now this is my favorite one to use, these pullback zones. These pullback zones are these ones like that. So you notice that, okay, it's here. I'll make everything yellow. Let me make a color that can differentiate everything. Let's do that, and then I do orange. Yeah, that's orange. I'll do that orange. All right, so then watch the chart, how it's going to display on certain areas. So here like that. So this is one of my favorite to use. This is actually showing you areas where there is pullback and what's going to happen on those areas. So I like to trade these mostly because price normally loves to return to those areas. We test them, and then either we fail or something like that. You see them. So this is a much better way to trade. The setting that I have on it for now is like, if the price touches it, it stops drawing. But I'd like to see a little of this happening, so I know exactly where to get in and out of the trades. So that's share that setting with you here. So this is down here. So if touched, I change that to X number of bars, and I like to make it maybe about, let's do 85. I hope not 85 is too long, but let's do maybe 50 and see if 50 makes a difference. There. So let's say it's 50, you can now clearly see that there is a reason we have these three things almost that close. Something is happening around this price level. The market doesn't visit the price once, there is something happening around these areas. So I know for sure this will be a good area to short it. And the same way you see here, there is a lot of, something still happening around that. It's a good area to short it. So I like to use this like this. I'd like the price to go like, over there. And then when the price returns to this thing, this is the only time that I say I will definitely trade some sort of a breakout with them, because this area is meant to be very strong, that when the price returns here, we are supposed to keep going back up. But if the price returns to this area and we go and close below that, it's going to be a good run because the sellers have won and this area where we had buyers. And that is how I use this one. This is the only one that I use to trade breakouts. So these levels, I use them for the breakouts. And example is here. This was formed on this bar. The price went down. When the price comes over here, I expect that these sellers are going to hold. If these sellers cannot hold and there is a breakout of this this area, I know the price is going to trend way up. So this is the only one that I use for the breakouts. And I think this is much simpler to use for someone starting to use Kiziah chart. Just wait for the breakouts, and sometimes you'll see them like appearing, almost so many of them. This one is a line that we drew today. I'll take it out. So here like this, you see this, there is something happening there, which I expect that if the price gets here, we need to come back down. If the price doesn't come back down over here, then it's going to, the buyers are going to win against these people that are here. So that's how I use that. And that is it, basically. This is an example of what I'm telling you. See that I expect that in this zone, when the price retests it, we are supposed to go back up, a bounce. But if we actually don't bounce and we find it closing below, it means it's now useless. The price is going to go down. That is the only time I play breakout, and I can assure you that this is a way to easily make $300 every time the price breaks out of this. Or if we actually bounce off this, you can't just put your stop loss a little bit lower there, because in case it comes back to take you out, you better not put your stop here, because it's going to be a very violent run down. So on the bounce of this, if you find a green Kiziah candle like that, put your stop precisely down over here. And if that price comes to take you out and you find that it's a red Kiziah candle below here, jump in and run with it. It's going to give you the money. So that is it, basically. Again, over here, this same one, you see it over here. I expect that because this was huge selling over here, when the selling happens again, I expect that we are going to go back down. And that is what happens over here. So of all these things that I'm showing you how to use Kiziah chart, all depends on you, because you can't get into a trade without knowing what you're looking for or what particular levels you are looking for. And for me, as an example, if I'm looking at this area, it's so close to the 130.95, this line here. It's so close to it that I expect the price to either bounce, up or down with that. And if you look at it, let me draw that line. 130.95, this one here. This is a round figure that probably a lot of people are watching that area, and something is happening over there. I expect that if we return to that area, it's supposed to sell. If it doesn't sell, then it's supposed to be a breakout, So if you have key levels that you are watching for the day, use Kiziah chart to maximize your entries and profit targets. You can't just use Kiziah chart blankly that I'm going in, oh, I'm going out, oh, I'm going in, oh, I'm going out. You need to have precise locations that you are watching and then take action using Kiziah chart. And so here we go again. The same thing happens over and over, that 39 wherever, and this line over here. See the way we bounced off, and then suddenly we decided that okay, it's time to go above the 130.95. Those levels are are there. So this is one of my favorite one to use on Kiziah chart. It makes trading very simple for anybody. Like over here, we just busted it coming back down. I expect that the price is supposed to hold here, and especially that I have delta over there, which is 300, and we only had an aggressive extra 23 people trying to buy out of the 300 and 30 people trying to sell. only extra 23 people tried to buy over there. That's somewhere that I will say, it's not going up. I expect this thing to keep going down. So if I see this and it's around my 130.95 area psychological number, it's time for the run. Make your money and go. So you have to know what you're looking for or what you're watching before you actually make a decision to get into the trade. So this happens over and over and over. You just need to find the market and good timing, and then you're good. So other than that setting, which I've shown you, this is where the setting is. For people going to be getting Kiziah Chart, apparently I'm going to be having a deal with the Atas platform on the spring promotion that's coming up. So Kiziah Chart is going to be very, very fairly priced, because I've had a lot of successful students using Kiziah Chart to make money, and people have requested if the price could be lowered to help them sustainably keep subscribing, keeping Kiziah Chart as part of their trading arsenal. And so this is the setting. This is called the pullback zones, and I just changed everything orange. And if you see this yellow here, you can hide it. This yellow also acts like an area of demand and supply. It creates confusion for people who don't know how to use it. For example, let me get it out. You see that it can confuse you when you let the yellows show. But for me, I know how to use the yellows, because those are the places where I put like 10 contracts and I scalp like 4 ticks, 1 point exactly, I'm out with good money, But that is how to use the yellows. But you'll get there if you want to use the yellows, because I wait for the test and fail of the yellow zones and I scalp quickly. It's not advisable for everyone to use the yellows. So I keep it by default. The yellow zone is hidden. And with all these things, you can have alerts, you enable your alerts. So when something happens, you will be alerted over here at the corner of your trading platform. So up to there, I think Kiziah Chart is going to be very fairly priced, and there is nowhere you will find this kind of an indicator that shows you trapped buyers and sellers, that shows you zones of pullback, and it shows you demand and supply. It gives you calculation of delta. Initially, we were using the delta as our company, the alternative bank, only using delta. We were not giving the updated Kiziah Chart to anyone, but upon request, everybody needs to be successful. This is something like I'm throwing away my 15-year experience out there. The price is going to be fairly good, and so let's wait for the deal from Atas to come up. And for the new students that I have, I'm also working on a deal to be able to get you Atas for 30 days for free instead of 14 days. So you keep practicing with Kiziah Chart and stuff like that. So up to there, I think everything is fine. And you just need to figure out levels you're watching to be able to use Kiziah Chart. Kiziah Chart has those settings, which is here. And so basically, that is Kiziah Chart. I'll probably get out of Kiziah Chart for now, and I'll show you something different on the robot. So I'll go to the Kiziah robot. There. So this is the robot. Many people have asked me how to use the robot. I have almost 3 robots here. There is this scalper bot. I have this bank algo. I have Kiziah Chart algo. So here is what it is. So the robot works like this, guys. This is buys and sells. It means you are either going to be in a buy trade or in a sell trade. The robot will automatically put you there. But if you choose buys only, it means wherever sell signals come up, the robot won't put you into sells. It will only put you in buys. If you choose sells only, it means that you're only going to be selling. The robot is not going to put you in a buy trade, and if you put that, like I said before, both buys and sells, the robot will do that. It will put you on either way, buying or selling. And then order volume, this is the quantity of contracts you want to play. It's coming by default as, 1, but you can actually increase this to the number of contracts you want to play depending on that. And then this is TP size, this is the take profit size. It's calculated in ticks. So this is by default, it's 50 ticks depending on what you're trading. But my advice to everyone is, if you're trading Russell 2000, you're trading S&P 500, NASDAQ could go all the way over there. But no, I like to leave mine at 21 ticks, guys. That is just one little secret that I'm telling you. You're more likely to make the 21 ticks almost 70% of the time, and then you get out, because 21 ticks is just 5 of these ones that you see here, just 5 of these. So sometimes you realize that you want to regret that, oh, but I'm out with only 105, but the trend keeps going. That's fine. If you can guarantee yourself just 21 ticks every time the robot puts you in a trade when we're in a trending market, then you are good to go. But trying to put the profit target way over, you will see even $400 in profit, especially, on trending market like that, something like this, you will see way more than $400. But if it decides to pull back with you before you get to the $50, 50 ticks, you're out and you saw 400. So it's risk management is up to you. But one thing about this robot that there is nothing I can change about it, because that is how I formed it, is to precisely put stop losses right here. Like you see where this yellow line is, when you get the robot puts you on this, the stop loss is precisely over here. And because that happens every single time the price goes past this Kiziah, first green Kiziah, if it comes back and it's red, it goes below this, it means the thing is going the opposite side. Just forget it. You'd rather come out with the smallest loss, but not try to put your stop down somewhere over here, because it's going to run over you. If you find the thing reversing on the first one, let it take you out. If it doesn't reverse, let it go with you. Most of the time, the price will never come to revisit this before you make $100. Almost 100% of the time, before you make 100, the price will never come back over here, but we will have pullbacks. For example, let me see. I don't see a quick one that I could show, but yeah, I'll get one. So the point is, take small but several, and then you can use trailing. If you put the trailing on, it means that if you get into trade over on this one here, it's going to go down, and then the stop loss is going to trail and come behind this Kiziah candle, the red one. Once this one closes, the stop loss is going to come behind that one. It will keep coming behind them like that, like in stairs, until such a time when something like this comes to take you out, But what were you waiting for if you are trailing all these moves? This is good money. This is good money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is over 10 points. I don't know what you could be waiting for after taking 10 points in NASDAQ for the thing to come back and catch you over on this one. So you use trailing. That's how it trails you. And then, other than that, this is visualization, this button offset. I haven't loaded the robot yet, because sometimes when I load it and I try showing guys that it does, the chart kind of becomes lagged. And then this is it. Just Kiziah chart, the ordinary one. The robot is based on Kiziah chart, the same settings. And with the robot, again, we have these main signals. It will show, it's coming by default like that. And then there is a Kiziah channel. Sometimes this Kiziah channel is actually able to show you the direction of the trend. So I will add it over here. The strategy. There. So I have added the strategy. So you see my buys and sell signals over there. And then I'm going to show you the Kiziah chart, probably the Kiziah, whatever, over on that end. Yeah, it doesn't show any right now, but when we are in a downtrend, it's going to draw a channel for you until we break that downtrend. Then it means the trend is actually broken, something like that. But I like to keep it off for my my own use. It doesn't help me so much, but it helps people that are trying to gauge the direction of the trend, because when we reverse into the opposite side, it means something is definitely happening. So that one is this. You'll see like a channel drawing based on the trend, this one here, but you can, check it off or something. And then these are the pullback zones that I talked about. These are, you see my yellow lines over here. By default, I added it on Kiziah chart to help you improve your trading, because these are the most important levels that I think if anyone was trading and you can actually see signals around them, then you could make more money by waiting for signals around that. So sometimes getting into the trade becomes very difficult, but the robot actually puts you in. So I'll show you how to do that over here. So I'll show that. You see my levels over there, these ones here, and these ones here. And Where is it? The pullback. If touched, I'd say X number of bars. And then it's just the same. It's basically the same yellow things. You see here is green and it's yellow. It's only that I haven't changed the colors, but we'll leave it like that for you to visualize what I'm talking about. So this is it. You see, it's just exactly the same thing, but it's now on Kiziah chart on the robot. So if you are able, you are trading around this area like that, you are trading in this trade, and then the price comes back here, guys, and you see a buy signal pulling out of this area, it's time to go up. You can confidently say, I'm going up, make the money over there. And for example, over here again, the close, we crossed it, and then there was a buy signal that came over there. Even if you are slow and the price retests it, you can actually go into that, So I use it basically like that for stuff like this, the price decides to pull back up, and then I find a sell signal when the price is crossing that. I know that is a way to make money. So this happens so many times during the day that if you know how to wait for it, you will make the money. Something to show you guys, a real quick one is this. You see this? There is no way to avoid these kind of situations in the market. Anyone telling you that you will never encounter this or something can solve this mystery, I don't know that person. But if you want to solve this mystery, then you must really get into the footprint charts and deep order flow so that you know what's happening around these candlesticks. There is no way to solve this mystery. So this is one I say that when the market is calm or we are expecting news or too volatile, don't turn the robot on, because this is a loss, 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 and this is a win, and it's a good win, So when the market is kind of too volatile, sometimes don't turn the robot on. For me, I particularly use the robot from 6 a.m. until around 8:30 in the morning, New York time. Then I turn it off. Then the market picks up at 9:30. I'm just silent with it. When I come back to around 10:30, 10:15, I can turn it back on again until 10:45. That is if I never made anything in the morning anyway. So that is it. You just need to know how to maximize the profits. And basically, that is it. You see something like this, we come over there. This is the zone we are watching. Price comes below that. There is this sell signal, of course, will show before we cross that. So those are the ones where, the robot could be on, the robot could be off. And the way to use the robot sometimes, if you are a beginner, is just, I'm expecting that there is going to be a sell somewhere or something like that. I put sells only. I turn my robot on and I put sells only. And then the sell comes, I'm expecting that probably it's going to sell over here again. And, it didn't put me in that buy. So I missed that buy. There is no sell. And that's a big run. And then I start regretting, oh, wow, I should have left it. So that's why sometimes it's good to have both buys and sells at the same time, because with this market, you never know. But if you're so sure, like FOMC days, CPI news and stuff like that, it's going to go down, it's safer to turn on just one mode and just run it, just make your sell, just make your sell, just make your sell, make your sell, only ignore all buys. You can do that by controlling the robot down there. So I think basically that's it for today. If there is anything, I will keep you guys updated. Coming up with partnership on the trading platform, Kiziah Chart is going to be very available to everyone at a very fair price. And then the robot is also going to be available to everyone at a very fair price. I cannot disclose the deal right now, but it's going to happen pretty soon, I think on the 24th, maybe. Then you'll get an update. So up to there, guys, just remember the most favorite to trade is this that I just showed you. It happens every time, even if you just sit and wait. This is the most favorite areas to trade using Kiziah Chart, these pullback zones. The price will always come to them, retest, and when they fail like this, especially this is a pullback and you find a sell signal below the area of pullback, make your money going. This is another area, this area. We are expecting that the price is going to go, it doesn't, and then you find a buy signal over there, put your stop down here, make your money going up. It will give you more money in those zones. And make sure you go into trades when you know what you're looking for. Don't go into trade because Kiziah candle is red or Kiziah candle is green or, Kiziah candle is yellow. So over and over, I think that's it for now, guys. Thank you. I'm going to be posting this video on our Telegram channel, and yeah, that is how to use Kiziah Chart. Thank you guys, everyone, and bye.